Hey everybody, it's Dacia, and it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I haven't gone to bed yet. I've just been up thinking about a lot of things, and I was going through some old writings of mine, and I came across this poem that I had wrote when I was 16, and I remember we were doing a section with like poetry in English class at that time in my sophomore year, and I was like super excited about it, and all the other kids were like, what? Like, we have to write a poem? We have to read in front of the class? And to me, like, that was like super cool and exciting. And I remember I got up there and I read the poem, and everyone just looked at me like I was like, whoa, what's like, she's weird. You know what I mean? Like, everyone just kind of just like didn't even, like, other people got up there and just read some like little funny, random little poems that really had no like significant meaning behind them. And I've just known for a long time that I'm different. And no, I'm not talking about these girls that are like, oh my God, he told me that I'm different from all the rest. Hey, but girl, he keeps cheating on all these girls. But girl, he told me that I'm different. He told me that I'm gonna be the one, he likes me and that he's not gonna cheat on me. He said I'm different. No. I'm talking about 2 Chainz, I'm different. I've known there's something a little different about me for a very long time. And I used to look at it as like one of my weaknesses, but now I look at it as something very positive because I like to be different. It keeps things interesting. But anyways, here's a poem. So I'm almost 22 years old, and this was written when I was 16. And the name of the poem is Only Love. I don't have it memorized. I'm just reading it off the screen. But here I go. Persuading smiles conceal what's beneath, when inside all that loiters is self-pity with no hint of relief. Warped reality whimpers through veins, hypnotizing minds, enthralling the young, manipulating until we crumble into something inhumane. Only love can save us now. Electric flowers once elegantly painted the world with pulsating color, now pruned by darkness like a blood-hungry warrior in armor. Immaculate doves once soared with purity, now crows venomously screech, demeaning sincerity. Only love can make a change now. Built upon a foundation of lies, barriers crumble when fate is defied. The criticism of imperfections filter through heads, tormenting young girls with low self-esteem at night, nocturnal in their beds. Only love is a comfort now. Fidelity is oppressed by lustful hearts, impulsive behaviors shutting devotion apart. The splendor of the rose surrenders as the petals detach. Like a fallen angel with punctured wings, they descend, by the devil they are snatched. Only love restores now. Unfairness disdainfully caresses fragile souls. Childhoods are smothered by the sins of their parents, exceeding the young's control. Resistance to wickedness scampers, wallowing in distress. Penetrating thorns are all that remain when the waxen eye gazes upon the rose. It will no longer impress. Only love bids hope now. Hearts of crimson, tainted with charcoal, desperately seeking out goodness in which they can console. Violently being thrashed in all directions, struggling to cling to the root of beliefs. For love is the solution, evil of the thief. Only love can save us now. But when? Where? How? When I reflect on that poem now, what it's telling me is this is just my way. I was like extremely just depressed in high school, and I'm the type of person that I never really knew like what to do with those feelings, and the only type of outlet I could ever feel was like creativity, like writing or art, or now for instance rapping. But just because, at this point I'm choosing to rap, there's still that deep side of me as well. And, this type of thing just shows that if you're going to put yourself out there and say you're an artist, you do have to be versatile. And you do have to show the world that you're worthwhile and why they should keep you around for a while. And recently, there was a little bit of drama that was on my Facebook or whatever, and people were saying to me, "Oh, Dacia, like you have everything, you have nice things, like you have no idea what it feels like to struggle." But that's not a true statement, because in my mind, the way that I look at the world is trauma can be anything. Now, some people may have more of an extensive past inflicted with trauma, but the way I see it is depression is depression. Trauma can be anything. It's just how you look at it. So don't ever look at someone and tell them just because they look nice or they have a nice car or a good family that they don't know what it feels like to struggle. And no, this is not me saying like, "Oh, feel bad for me, I've been depressed my whole life." It's nothing along those lines. It's simply saying just because their stories are different does not mean that they're the same. Right? And it doesn't mean you know me just because you know my name. And recently, there were statements being made like, "Oh, Dacia steals all of her polo inventory," or "Dacia's parents pay for everything." And it's like, no, they don't. I buy everything I have. I was raised in a home of integrity. I don't steal at all. But in the end, really, the message in this video is just because somebody's struggle wasn't the same as your struggle doesn't mean that that struggle versus that struggle didn't stimulate the same feelings within. Because depression is depression. Sadness is sadness. We may all feel it on different levels at different intensities, but it doesn't mean that it's not relatable. Just because one person has more than the other does not mean that that person has never faced a struggle. Once again, I'll just say, think about it. And I've been up for too long thinking about too many things, so it's time for me to go to bed. But the awesome news is, finally, I am working on a rap with somebody, and it's going to be studio produced. Yay! Not just me on my webcam. So that's super exciting, and I can't wait to put that on YouTube. And remember, if you ain't rocking that polo, you're going home solo. Bye.